Man, y'all know what it is. The real 210. All praise to God for everything. I mean, every single thing. And I'm here with my brother, Marathon Manny. And listen, man, she's so nice. We had to bring her back twice, man. I ain't gonna lie. Her mindset, man. We had to hurry up and do this again, man. We had to get as much information out of her as we could. So we had to do this again, man. So this is, we'll say this, a part 2, but it's a special edition of part 2. So we gonna go ahead, let them rock out. So go ahead, man. Start it up, man.
All right, so as y'all know, like I introduced, this is my niece right here, you know what I'm saying? And we grew up, damn near grew up together. She's about 8 years younger than me. And, you know, one thing about it, our family dynamic has changed a lot over the course of the years. We was real close-knit at one point in time, and I just want to know, like, I never really got the perspective from any of my family members on the outside when I went to prison. And back in 2014 when I went to prison, she was only 11 going on 12, right? But she remembers a lot of that, and she was impacted by it too. She was living right down, like the next building over. We were living in Northeast. And I just want to see, like, get her perspective on how it impacted our family, you know? And you guys gonna be able to hear from her too, and how not just us, but just how people going to prison impacts families. You know, because it's not always impacting the person that's going to prison. It's impacting a lot of people that they have on the outside that love them and care about them and need them. You know, so I mean, just talk to me and tell me about, like, for one, how did you feel when you heard that I got, arrested and what I was arrested for, and how did you, like, what was your observation of how the family was reacting to that?
So I mean, I was still young, so I didn't understand this entire situation, and they didn't really tell me everything. But you know, I found out. But yeah, I'm a little nosy. But no, well, when I found out, well, I'm gonna say this. Like, I do remember a lot of it. It's, you know, when you have a core memory, like, you remember details and stuff. So how I felt, I'm gonna say, like, I was there during the court dates and everything too. Like, my whole family was there. That's how my family is. Like, we all come together.
Damn sure was there, all of them.
So, like, as soon as we heard the sentence, like, I was sitting right next to my sister, and we just, like, broke down. Like,
it's crying.
Yeah.
He was hurt.
Yeah, cause like he said, like, we really grew up with each other. He's more like, I feel like all my cousins, it's like a sibling to me.
Yeah.
So for him to be, he was like my older brother basically, and not having a dad, like, I really look up to my uncles and look for them for help and everything, for, you know, stuff that you would look to a dad for. So that was, you know, a difference, something you had to adjust to. And, like, I was definitely angry because there was a lot of things that could have been done differently. I remember when they, like, came and searched my grandma's apartment, and I was real mad about that because they don't have no respect. Like, they just come in there and flip the whole apartment around.
So when they came and raided, because they raided 2 places when they came looking for me, right? They raided where I was staying at occasionally and where my address was. So did you go inside there, like, when they raided it?
Yeah. And
they just, you know, the police officers, they just, like, tore my mom's whole apartment up?
Yeah. So, and my grandma has a lot of stuff in her apartment. Like, she
and my mom was in El Salvador at the time too, you remember?
Yeah.
So,
she was.
So basically the mess was left to clean up, like, by our family members, whoever was, you know, left. Yeah,
well, for real, us, because we lived right in the next building, and my mom, like, was always over there. So, to be honest, it was us cleaning it up. But, and yeah, and I know that you had got locked up when you was at work. I know that.
I was just about to ask that. How the hell you did? I thought you turned yourself in.
Nah,
I ain't know, bro.
I won't advise you to not turn yourself in or nothing like that if you get in trouble. But I'm not turning myself in.
You gotta run. You gotta put those skates on and get up out of there.
Nah, they caught me in the corners. I was like, fuck. Yeah. But they did. They snuck up on me at my job and surrounded me.
But did you know they was coming? Like, did they call you and say the police just searched the house?
No. Nothing.
So did that happen before or after? They searched the house before they searched it after?
Searched it after.
I want to say they searched it after, or, like, I think everything
happened at once.
Everything started happening at once, right? they hit the first spot. I didn't know nothing about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was like early in the morning. My son was actually
Right.
there.
Mhm.
My son was in his crib. Police came in, pointing
Flipped
guns and
everything
all
up.
that. My son crying and stuff. And they raided that apartment and stuff. And they took everybody that was in there and like held them. Basically, I guess so that like I wouldn't be alerted to what's going on.
Yeah.
And you know, I had work that day, and I was at work, and they they just had me surrounded. Like it was a detective came, and I'm right there. And he's like, yeah, he pulled his badge out. He's like, yeah, can you step to the side for a minute? And I'm like, I already knew.
Yeah, you already
Like,
knew.
damn.
I played stupid though. I ain't gonna lie to you, but I already knew.
Did you have a feeling the police was coming like before then, or you just kind of like, you ain't really.
It wasn't like, it wasn't like in a way. It felt like I guess intuitively,
Yeah.
I felt it coming,
Mhm.
but like I didn't see it coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was just trying to go about my regular day, and kind of like I was just trying to stay out the way, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because in a way, I knew it was a possibility what was coming to me. You know what I'm saying? I felt it intuitively, but I just didn't see it coming. You know? And the other thing I want to ask my niece, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I want to get the perspective of how it changed my family, you know, when I went in. And so, you know, you being a child, seeing that, for one, I want to know, did it impact you like in school, or did it like impact how you were like dealing with certain things?
I think it impacted a lot, like how I saw the government and police and even the prison system. Like the prison system is just like for-profit entire institution. Like that's all it is really. They say that's like for you to go in there and get help and rehabilitate and come back to regular life, but in reality, like everything you like have to do over there, you have to pay for it. If you want to take a picture, you gotta pay for it. You want
I used to come out there with the picture tickets on visits, man. I'm paying.
You want to wipe your ass, you gotta pay for it. You gotta pay for everything.
That's the most expensive getaway that you'll ever have. Let me put it like that. One thing my OG used to be sitting there telling me, because people would sit there and be like, oh yeah, we got free food, you know, 3 hots in the car
really
and
on
all
vacation.
that stuff. Nah, yeah, no, that's the most expensive vacation you'll ever be on, because you're paying with your life, you're paying with your time. You know, something you'll never get back. So I just want to point that out there to y'all. And so the other, go ahead. You want to say something?
Yeah. I'm not gonna say like you going to jail directly impacted our family, like to make us, because we were really close when everybody was younger, but it did, like, we did start to
kind of go our separate ways.
Yeah, go our separate ways, and
this,
you know, a lot of things happen after you got locked up too. So, and I feel like a lot of times you be like feeling like you could have prevented it, but at the same time, like, you can't control everything regardless if you was out here or not.
You're totally right. I used to beat myself up a lot about, you know, things that I didn't have any control over, you know, when it come to dealing with my family. I'm sorry. And honestly, I didn't really see that change in our family until I got out of prison. You know what I'm saying? So like, how do you feel like, you know, being as though you were out here for it, like how our family was changing and stuff like that, and what you feel like could go better?
I think everybody was trying to work together, but they had different ideas of doing things. When it came to like family situations, for it to be better, I don't know how you would say to make it better. I think not better, but different for us to stay together, because everything not gonna be perfect. Like,
of course,
our family is not rich or nothing like that. Like, we're gonna have issues, but I think them just not when I say them, I mean my aunts and my uncles and my mom. Like sticking together, just staying together, regardless of who angry at who or whatever the case is.
Yes, because we do fight and fuss a lot sometimes. But I'm gonna also say this: I want to commend our family so much, because, like she said, man, our family is legendary, man. Whether you know us or not, man, we legendary. And one thing I know, like, is the support system. You know what I'm saying? When they need to be there, they're gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the most beautiful things for me, because even though I was struggling in my most, like, my family wasn't turning their back on me. You know what I'm saying? My brothers and sisters, they was doing everything that they could, you know what I'm saying, that they was capable of. I even used to, you know, communicate with my niece and stuff, like when I was incarcerated, talk to her on the phone sometimes, and try to give her my advice and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I do commend our family in that aspect. Like that's one thing that just in general, family is beautiful when y'all can stick together when the time is right. You know, sometimes it's necessary for us to go our separate ways in certain situations, you know, because not everybody can take the same route in life. You feel me? But you got anything to say?
You said about how it impacted us, like as a family. I would say it's something to adjust to. Like I remember when we had the party after you came back, and I remember this one thing you said that it's you thank everybody because it is an adjustment. Like when somebody gets incarcerated, you don't have to be there for them. Like you could really, you know, let them isolate themselves and be mad at them and you know not support them in their time being there. But our family didn't do that. Like we made them trips all the times that he was moved to different states. We drove the way, and yeah, that's.
Let me ask you a question, man. How did that help you through your bed? Like your family always coming to family support always coming to see you no matter where you was at.
Hey, listen, I knew off the jump it was a blessing because not everybody got that.
Right, absolutely.
I'm telling you, like it's people that I'm talking about. I was been years since they got a visit, or if they got a visit. Some people don't get no visits at all, and I used to get them. Man, it wasn't a year that I didn't get a visit, other than maybe the pandemic, and that was the year, like 2020, like the whole 2020, I didn't get any visits. In 2000, like the ending of 2021, because I was getting out.
Right.
But every year before that, consistent visit. DC jail. I done went to North Carolina. I was in New Jersey. I was in West Virginia, Kentucky. You know what I'm saying? My family members showed up. You know what I'm saying? They hit that road, man. And like I said, like.
West Virginia.
Well, yeah, I think I said West Virginia, the worst one, right? Tell them about like how that was, how the visits was for a little girl coming in to visit her uncle and stuff. Like, how did you feel going through that and knowing, like, I know you feel the energy when you going there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I have been in. Well, I'm gonna take it back to like being in court. Being in court, that's something that does like affect the child being so young. Like I was in there before that for like my parents' divorce and everything. So that's another thing. Like just growing up in court, you really start to dislike the system so much because it's so much corruption and it's so much injustice. Like it's crazy. But what was your question again?
No. Matter of fact, I want to,
Oh, no, the visits. I'm gonna talk about West Virginia because
talk about
look, I like white people, but you know, I don't know.
The real.
At the end of the day, white people always gonna have an implicit bias. If you don't know what implicit bias is,
I'm about to hit the dictionary as soon as we get off of this motherfucker, because she just go.
I'm not gonna go into deep with it, but I'm gonna put it like this: when we're growing up, okay, like the police, you don't talk to the police. It's just a general knowing thing. Like you have presumptions about them. That's your implicit bias.
Can't even trust them.
Like that just is right off the bat, and it's, so for white people, they automatically are judges
for sure
because they for past experiences or whatever their parents told them or whatever they see in the news.
Or whatever they're conditioned to think.
But West Virginia. I did not expect it to be like that. Like we only made one stop, and it was a little gas station, and they was looking at us like they was trying to roast us like a pig or something. Like
they got cannibals out there.
Yeah. And then once we got to the jail, it was actually
to the prison.
The prison. It was actually like. We couldn't go in right away because it was an inmate like acting crazy outside or something.
What it probably was like they probably had a call where they had to lock the prison down or something like that. Like something might have happened or occurred, so no movement could be made and people couldn't come in or out of the prison, things of that nature, like compound security. But
it is just even going for a visit. First of all, the drive.
So like going in, like how did you feel like when they were like, did they treat you a certain way? Like
It's
the
just-
guards and stuff, or did they like? How did you feel going in that?
It's a long process, like trying to get in there. I had to take all my jewelry out, and I have a lot of piercings, so that was annoying. But like it's like going through airport security basically, but worse. And it's not like you just go straight in the room. Like you gotta go to a whole different building. It's a lot. And I'm with my grandma, so like she walked slow. She a little bit older.
She walks slow. She's like, Grandma, hurry the fuck up, man. It's like, nah, love you, Mom.
and Nate, his son, and
Terrible.
that little boy is.
Yeah,
Terrible.
that's your twin too. They be going back and forth. I want to ask you about that too. Like I said, you were out here, so you were experiencing things like
Like him growing up.
yes, him growing up, something that I missed out on. Like how did you used to like when you used to observe him and see like how did you used to feel like knowing that he didn't have like that he had his dad in prison and like seeing that he was just still a bright child and just full of energy and full of fun, you know?
I feel like comparing it to my situation, like not having a dad. My dad wasn't in prison. He chose to not be a part of my life. So I feel like I saw a little bit of myself in him, but at the same time, I knew that he does have a father. Like it's not like you don't want to be in his life, or you chose not to be in his life. Like things just happen, and you was still trying to be there while you was
Absolutely,
incarcerated.
I called as much as I could.
Like as much as you could be there. And you coming out like you just did everything right off the bat. Like you got that. You got a car. I don't even got a car. Shit. I don't even got a car.
Determination. Like, have you seen a difference in my son since he's, since I've been home and been in his life consistently?
I feel like when you were still incarcerated, he was just like he bad. He bad regardless. He bad regardless. He a bad little boy, but he wasn't as disciplined. I would say like he just felt like he could do whatever he wanted.
Oh, his mouth was super slick when I
Yes.
He was his mouth, but it's just not. It's not like he just knowing that he being bad. It's just that he not knowing better. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, like kids do that anyway, but he was just worse. But when you came out, I feel like he tightened up. He was like, okay, he really here.
Like, oh, Pops ain't playing no game.
He was serious
Pops
when he
come
said
here
over
to
that
shut
phone.
Yeah, that's alright, man.
But I feel like, and then he's just growing up. He becoming like when you start to see kids get their own personality. Like when they're just kids, they just be doing whatever. But like I would say, like seeing my little sister grow up and seeing them like grow to shout out to Leilani.
My Lonnie bear. I'd be embarrassed.
She gonna be mad
that, yeah.
Like them just growing into their own person. Like, damn, you a real person. Shit, I just look at you.
You was just a little person running around before. Now you got an attitude and some more shit. Now you talking back. Hold up, what do you mean?
Right. Yeah.
That's cool. So, you got any other questions, man? Before we
Man,
get out of here.
I ain't gonna lie, man, I'm just enjoying it, man. Like just y'all conversation about the family dynamics, man. Like just it's amazing, man. Just you on your knees, just chop it up, man. I got no question. I'm just listening. I'm on the receiving end right now. Just taking it in, man.
Okay.
There you go, man. There you go.
Hey, so before we get out of here, I just want to know if you have anything to say about just in general with family, anything you could, tell other people that's listening, how to go about with dealing with family members or, just loving and being appreciative of your family.
I feel like you gotta put a lot of opinions and beliefs aside when it comes to family members, because your family is not gonna all believe in the same thing. Some people all might be Christian or Muslim together, but personally, like my family is not like that. Everybody going their separate ways and finding their own beliefs and desires and everything. So you gotta love them for who they are, not for what they believe in and what they do.
And
their
be
actions.
supportive.
Yeah, of course. Be supportive. Yeah, support my business, y'all.
Most definitely, yeah.
So all her cousins come through. Get your nails done by her.
All day long.
That's beautiful, man, and I appreciate my niece coming on, man. Like I said, and I'm gonna say it again, I'm super proud of her. I hope the rest of my family. I know the rest of my family is proud of her, and we're gonna keep seeing her excel at life. You know what I'm saying? She's a great young lady, and I'm here to guide her the best that I can. And there you have it. That's special edition with my niece, Claws by Cash.
I'm telling you.
Come support the business. Young entrepreneurs on the come up. Come
Hey.
get with us.
She breaking generational curses, man. She
Breaking
doing it, man.
generational
She
cycles
doing it,
around
man.
here.
For sure,
you hear me?
for sure, for
She's
sure.
making it happen. Garcia's
First
in America.
generation.
Yeah, first generation.
First
Yeah,
Garcia's in
the
America.
real,
I
man.
told you that
Yeah.
journey ain't
Yeah.
over with.
For sure, the real, man.
There we go. The real.
Yes, Lord.